back of the vehicle, and at some point shortly thereafter, he shot himself in the head. So he was still cuffed. Don't know how that happened. Started out on the south side with a suspect in the vehicle that whose tags did not match the vehicle. It worked its way all the way up here with the assistance of Eagle. We were able to track the vehicle, and then once the suspect pulled in the lot here, we got out of the car, ran a little ways, we caught him pretty quickly. Officers put him in the back of the vehicle, and at some point shortly thereafter, he shot himself in the head.
Was the person cuffed in the front and the back?
Cuffed in the back.
Cuffed in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. And then was this his own gun?
It was his own gun. Don't ask me where it was or how we got to it. I don't know yet. We'll have to look at the body cam and the camera in the back of the vehicle.
Were there witnesses and have people seen anything?
No, nobody heard the gunshot. He was put in the back of the car. The officers were talking among themselves, and then went back to the vehicle. He was shot.
Welcome back, my PBM family. Welcome back. Another episode of Old School Cops. You got the two-man squad today. You got the brothers from the community, came back, policed the community. Tremendous accolades in law enforcement from the corrections, sheriffs, police, international policing, state, federal, and Supreme Court cases. So you're not just talking no shots against just patrol, but you're not talking to guys that did a little bit more than just patrol work, hold positions that require additional investigative skills, that rose all the way to Supreme Court and did very well. Tremendous accolades in law enforcement. So I appreciate you guys sending out the video. Special shout out to Big Les. He sent in some really good videos. I think 3 out of the 4 videos tonight is Liz's video. So we're going to call this the Liz segment. Thanks, Liz. If you're watching, appreciate it. And looking at this should seem all fishy. Like, I don't even understand what this chief is saying. Like, you got a guy who ran, was apprehended, put in handcuffs, put in the back of the car. The officers go start talking. They don't hear a gunshot. They go back. The guy is handcuffed behind his back and shot in the head. Like, I don't. None of this to me makes any sense. I'm still just trying to figure this one out. So, you got anything to add to that? Because I'm totally confused on that.
Technology in the era that we live in now, all vehicles should be wired to where we could see with cameras, right? But a key thing that's important, one, that a thorough search is done on an individual. And 2, after you make an arrest, right, and whether somebody's transported or not, a thorough search has to be done of the vehicle to make sure that the previous individual didn't stuff any weapons in the vehicle to make it accessible to somebody else. I've had a situation where I arrested somebody for rape, right? And he was convicted, and he got 99 years for raping 2 individuals. But in the vehicle, he was stuffing jewelry and stuff that he took from the victims. So it's important to do a before and after, but definitely a thorough search on the individual. But you have to have cameras so you can see what's going on. It protects the officer, it protects the suspect, perpetrator, whatever you want to call them, and it's just a win-win.
And people, what he's talking about that people don't know, right? Not knowing procedures on law enforcement, police, and how to respond. The reason why none of the shit that he said made any sense is because if I chase you, I grab you, put you in handcuffs, that means you're under arrest, right? They put him in the back of the car. He's supposed to be searched incident to arrest, being placed in custody. So you grab him, you search him, whether it's after you cuff him, because you can cuff somebody and search him, or you search him and then you can cuff him. There's numerous ways you could do that, but you're supposed to secure a search of this individual to make sure that he's not taking weapons or contraband inside the vehicle, right? And then the vehicle itself. When you take over a vehicle in the beginning of the shift, that's you supposed to go straight to the back seat, dig into them seats, make sure nobody left anything. Because if somebody left them, then you could be asked out. Like there's so much things that this chief said that was just didn't make any sense. That's why I said like none of this makes sense to me because it was not just one mistake; it was several mistakes. And then he shot himself in the car, in the back car, in the head with his handcuffed to the back. The officers are standing outside. Nobody heard a gunshot. Like I don't.
Right.
It's not even making any sense. What he had a
No
silencer?
sense.
Like it's not making no. There's so many layers here that it's not consistent with protocol. The searches of the subject, the searches of the vehicle, the officers standing outside, and you don't hear a gunshot. Something is real flaky, fishy, however you want to call it. It just don't sound right.
Yes. You know, Joe, in addition to we talked about the cameras, I want audio. I want audio because I want to know if the person was read their rights, are they coerced, or in this case, was there a gunshot?
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear everything. You know, I want to hear everything. So, and here it is, 2026. We have the capabilities. Let's use it.
Yeah.
It protects everybody. Because let me tell you, I've had it to where I've made an arrest, and it was in a hospital, and the female, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna say you sexually assault me. Look," and she's handcuffed, right? And right there in the nurse's station, and the people are like, "She's lying, she's lying, she's lying." At that point, right there and then, I got a female officer to come, and I stayed with the witnesses, which was the medical staff, and nothing resulted of that because it was a lie.
Right. And none of that shit he said, bro, makes any sense. That's why I'm thinking it's something fishy. It just don't sound right. Like I get it, nobody's perfect. You might make a mistake. It was way too many layers here that's just not adding up. And so I this is not a good one. That shit is just bad to me. Hey, Dave, any comments? If not, we can go to the next video.
Yeah, we got a couple of comments. Let's see. Tawana Yvonne underscore glow says, "Huh? Cuffed and shot himself in the head." And early riser 11, he said he shot himself in the head with his hands cuffed behind him. How? Any comments from the panel?
We said the same thing. How? This is something ain't right. This shit is dirty. Early riser, what's up, my boy? He's another original PBM supporter. So appreciate your support. Keep joining every Thursday, 8 p.m. We already spoke about this. None of this shit is police protocol. We pinpointed the bullshit behind what the chief was saying. It just none of this making sense to me, bro.
Yes. You know what? In fact, Joe, Dave, I would like to throw it back to the people who are responding. What do they feel about what we talked about with the cameras and the audio? Do they see how this could take a lot of that out of it? You know what I'm saying? I want them to respond back, reference to that, because it sounds and smells fishy to them, to us, and as a result, we see something needs to be done.
Yeah, because if I'm investigating this as internal affairs, first thing I'm doing is pulling all the cameras, body cameras in the area, going to stores, wherever they was located. Anybody got cameras? I want to interview people if anybody was in the area. Like none of this is making any sense, bro. None of it.
No, you're right. You know, now it's a forensics thing now, because now we have to figure out which hand, blood splat, with direction, angles. This is crazy.
Where the bullet entered that? They said it was his own gun. How has he got his own gun going in the back of a police car? And if he shot himself in the head, how? The entry wound, exit wound, like you said, the splatters, the blood. None of this shit is making any sense.
Right.
Howdy Hummel PGH said, how did they not hear it?
Yeah, I asked the question.
I wish I could answer that.
That's a good question, bro. Because
It's a good question.
wait, they had a silencer on it. None of this is making sense. Like, what the hell are they talking about? And the chief, man, if I was the chief, I'd have been like, it's under investigation. As soon as
Right,
it's completed, I would come back,
right,
give you guys updates. That shit he said made it 10 times.
right. Absolutely. In fact, I was getting ready to say, reference to his statement, that made it worse. I don't think I would have said what he said because it sounded like you're in cahoots or you just don't know what you're talking about. It made it that much worse. It's a pending investigation, pending the outcome. We got forensics, we got the medical examiner, and everybody involved. And when I get more facts, I'll let you know. But to make some off the cuff statement like that really sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Early
Go.
riser, early riser 11 also said no way possible that he could have shot himself in the head.
Mhm.
And Holly Hummel PGH also said there's no way they don't already know what really happened. I'm not
Yeah,
buying any of it.
I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on that one.
And
Definitely.
and early riser says what was the trajectory of the bullet into his head?
Yeah. That's all that forensics
Right.
would be able to tell us. 100%.
Correct.